All right, it is 4 o'clock, or almost 4 o'clock. Welcome to Stampin' with Jen. I'm gonna get myself, turn off the speaker on my phone, my laptop. Sorry, it's been a long couple of days, and my computer is lagging for some reason, so hopefully we don't have a problem with this. Technical difficulties. Okay. Let's see. Where am I at? Oh. Fun Friday. There we go. All right. I think there. Hi, Tammy. I'm commenting as. Oh, I didn't. Oh, crud. Let me jump off real quick. I'm gonna have to jump on. I jumped on and I'm on my. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Tammy. I'm gonna have to log off real quick. I just realized I thought I had switched over to my business page, but I didn't. I'm on my personal page, so I'm gonna have to log off real quick or am I on my? I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Let me switch over. I'm thoroughly confused. This has been one of those days. Sorry, folks. Sorry for the delay. I am on my business page. But okay, I was on my business page on my phone, but when I was checking to turn it on so I could see comments, it was showing, I was doing it I clicked into my business page from my personal page. So I was watching my personal page from the video from anyway. It's been quite the week. Been one of those weeks, when you have a sick pet, it sort of throws a monkey wrench into your days. And the last 2 nights have been at the vet emergency room, and I just got back probably about 45 minutes ago from picking my friend Bo up from the vet. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. It's 4 o'clock, and we're going to be using, I put these all away before I got to show you. This is really fun paper. It is a part of, and I used this on Tuesday in my Teach It Tuesday. He had an allergic reaction to something. We don't know what he had an allergic reaction to, but it caused swelling and it caused tummy problems. It was just one of those things, and the Benadryl didn't help the first night, and so we ended up taking him back when it was getting worse last night. And so now we've got it all under control, and we've got a boatload of medication. That dog's on more meds than I am, and I'm 55. So anyway, we're going to be using the Halloween Spells designer series paper, or pattern paper is what I put on here. So because not everybody understands what designer series paper is, but that's what this is, and it's 2-sided. I haven't used all of the book side yet, so you can see it's the pumpkin pie with the polka dots, and then this side is, I love the green, the granny apple green with the bubbles and the little stars and stuff, and this reminds me of I think most people's favorite, but it's not really mine. I never really could get into Beetlejuice. But this reminds me of that character, this black and white striped, because of Michael Keaton, whatever, his suit. And then you've got the stars and diamonds that are on this granny apple green with the bubbles in small form. You've got it in black and white, or white on black DSP. And on the back of that is gorgeous grape polka dots, just like the pumpkin pie. And then this is one of my favorites too, Keaton. That's who it is, Michael Keaton. Stripes with polka dots, and it all coordinates with the other colors. And then this is Pool Party, and Tammy so brilliantly pointed out on Tuesday, doing my Teach It Tuesday, that this Pool Party, man, this color, if you have any of this left over, you just flip it over and use this side for Christmas, because it's beautiful. So, it's perfect. Great tip, Tammy. So let's go ahead and put this aside, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do 2 cards today. I got creative, and I'm going to show one. One is a card I'm doing for my class in 2 weeks, and we're going to do this one. And this is just, it's fun. There's just a little bit of stamping for the sentiments on the front and inside, but the Center Series paper is doing all the heavy lifting on this one, and I like cards like that. So we'll set that one aside. We're going to do that one, but the first one we're going to do first is a fun, what do they call it? It's a fun fold, and it is a pop-up twist pop-up card. Isn't that cute? I just love it. It's so cute, and it's set up so that you can display it and you don't miss out on anything. And you could always put 2 white pieces of paper in here to write your sentiment or write your note in here if you'd like. But this is how it works. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started on this. What are you doing now? Shannon, you are making Christmas cards as you're watching me. Yeah, well, I need to get started on Christmas cards because I've got a couple of craft fairs coming up in November, and I'm out for an entire week in October. So I need to get started. This is by Karen, oh my goodness, what's her name? Titus. Karen Titus of Stampin' on the Back Porch is who did this. I don't know if she was the original, but she's who I found this through on Pinterest and YouTube. So anyway, let's go ahead. Yes, Karen Titus. Let's go ahead and get started on that. And what you're going to need for the card base is 8 inches by 4 inches, and I'm using pumpkin pie. You also need 2 pieces of DSP or pattern paper, and I'm going to use these 2, and I'll show you. And then you need a small piece of this. I'm using the smallest deckled rectangle for my sentiment on the inside of the card. I'm using, I think it's the 3rd smallest deckled rectangle for my the front of my card. And then we're going to stamp our little Count Dracula ghost on this and fussy cut it. So let's go ahead and do the stamping first. And I'm going to use my Memento Black. Oh, let me show you. We're going to be using Playful Ghosts as well as our Halloween Spells DSP. So this is a fun set. It really is a fun set. I think this set is going to stay in my stash. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use our little fun little Dracula ghost, and we're going to stamp him on a small piece of scrap paper, white paper. It's about 2 inches by 3 1/4, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp. And then we're going to use some, I don't want to put too much, there we go. I think I need to juice up my stamp in an ink pad in a couple places. All right, stamp this down. Perfect. And set him aside. And then we're going to use our light Highland Heather and our light pumpkin pie and our dark pumpkin pie, as well as our color lifter a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to you learned that one from her as well, Tammy. Yeah. She's got some great fun folds. So let's go ahead and we're going to color his cap with light Highland Heather. And I'm going to use, you know, it's funny. I still like using my blender pens, you know, these guys. I still like using them occasionally, but I have found now that I am using my Stampin' Blends more frequently, I prefer these over the blender pens with ink from the ink pad. That would work better more with watercolor paper and doing watercolor, but I really have learned to love use these stamping ones. Now that I'm using them more frequently, I'm finding out how fun they are. So we'll go ahead and put that there. Have you seen her cards too, Shannon? Yeah, she's got some great cards. You know, it's funny. Her husband stamps along with her and creates with her, and it's so awesome. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to use our dark pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to go along the edges a little bit, and in the back where it would be like the inside, so it would be a little bit darker of the cape. And you know, I guess granny apple green would look really nice with this on this cape too, but I went with pumpkin pie. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and color this in. And if you'll notice, it doesn't take too long to color in. So we're gonna go ahead and color. I almost started coloring in all of it. I don't want to do that. I want to color in with my light pumpkin pie, but I'm just gonna go along the edges with my dark pumpkin. So we'll go like this. All right, now light pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and color in. So I hope everybody's enjoying their day and had a good week. We've had a really nice week up until, well, the last couple of days have been a little rough in the household here, but weather-wise it's been very nice until today. Today we hit the 90s again, but it's supposed to drop like into like the 70s, and I even think Monday is supposed to be high 60s, which will be very nice. So I'll go ahead and down here. All right, and I'm going to do a little bit more now highlighting with the black. I'm looking to see. I want to do the color extender, or the color lifter, and just lift a little bit, just so it gives it a little, I don't know, it gives it a little bit of something, a little depth, I guess. You're officially on vacation for 2 weeks. That's right. You're going on a cruise, aren't you, Shannon? I think I saw that on Facebook, that you're going on a cruise. That will be nice. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick fussy cut. And so we're gonna fussy cut right along the edges. We're done with our coloring. And we're gonna go ahead and, there we go. Get really close to the edge, and you move the paper more than you move the scissors. I don't mind fussy cutting if it's real simple like this. It's the real intricate ones that I have a hard time fussy cutting. So it's one of those things. Fussy cutting isn't my favorite technique, but I will do it occasionally. All right. I'm trying to figure out what color I should make the inside of that ear. Not really pink. It's like part of the mask. You guys see what I'm talking about? This little pink there? I'll just leave it white. All right. You're going to New York City. Oh, you haven't been to I've never been to New York. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't traveled much outside of the state of California. I lived in Tennessee for about 8.5 months, 9 months, something like that. And then pretty much have been a California girl. I lived in Michigan for a few months, for about 5 months, going to school. But other than that, just California raised, California bred, California raised. But so I look forward, because my husband and I have the goal of traveling with a fifth wheel once he retires, and doing some traveling. And I can't wait, because then I can see more of the U.S. So, but, hold on. I can't talk and fussy cut at the same time. Those who can, God bless them. That's quite a talent. Let's see, just a little bit there. Chat amongst yourselves. Oh, there we go. We've got our little Dracula ghost going. All right, you're going to go up in the Statue of Liberty, going to a play on Broadway. Ooh, which Broadway play are you going to see? I have a friend who's going to go see Wicked. She's heading over there too. She's flying to New York, I think today or tomorrow. And they're going to go see Wicked while they're there. So let's go ahead. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to put our card together now. All right. So here's how we put this card together. Now that we've got our stamping done, for the most part, we're going to take our 8x4 and we're going to score it at 4. What is it? Did I do that? Wait a minute. Did I cut this wrong? I bet you I cut it wrong. If I did, let me see something. Guess what, folks? I didn't cut it wrong, but it's 8.5, not 8. 8.5 by 4. Wicked. Oh my gosh, I love Wicked. I saw Wicked in San Francisco. I think it was 14 years ago. I don't want to drive into the city again, so I won't go see it, even though it's playing in the city now. We're going to score it 4.25, and then we're going to turn it like this. Let me look at the paper. Nope, we turn it like this. Turn it so the point is up, and you're going to score from the top down to the score line. So let's go ahead and move this cutting line, and we're going to score right. We're going to line it up right here with right there, and we're going to score it and hope I scored that right. If not, we'll have to clean. Back to the Future. My mom has said Wicked 4 times, and my husband wanted to go see something he knew. Oh, I didn't realize Back to the Future was a Broadway play. Huh. All right, so looks like I did score this wrong. Folks, let me go ahead and recut that. I scored it wrong. All right. I think this is 8.5. Yep, and I just need to cut this one. Sorry, folks, I scored it the wrong way. Let's see, 8.5 by 4. Let's cut this. We'll rescore it at 4.25. And then we're going to score it. Let's see, when we score it, you're going to want to score it. Yes, see, you're going to go from the very top on the left-hand side. So this is how you're going to do this. On the left side of the score, you're going to go from the top to the bottom. And see, what I did last time is I went on the right side. I scored from the left, from the top to the bottom. Left side, top to bottom. Yep. Left side, top to bottom. And yep, that's how it works. Here's the score here, and we'll fold this over, and we're done with this. You were talking to me. Yeah, I was talking and not paying attention, but I think I used to do this a couple times last time I made this card too. All right, and now we're going to fold this over. Oh, how come that's... Oh, I didn't score it right either. My goodness, Jenny. I tell you, this is how my day's been going. Let's see if we can fix this a little bit. Or I may need to start. I'm going to just start over. Sorry, folks. I tell you, this has been one of those days. All right. I'm going to go 4.25. We're going to try this again. 3rd time's a charm, right, folks? 3rd time's a charm. All right. Now, score it at 4.25. And then we're going to go left side, and we're going to score it from here to the bottom. All right. Let's see if that works. That looks like it lined up a little bit better. Yeah, deep breaths. Deep breaths. Much better. Look at how that folded over. So the other one didn't fold over quite that well. Anyway, all right, we're going to fold it and burnish it. Now that we've got all the cutting and folding and burnishing done, we're going to start gluing. So let's go ahead, and I do need my cutter one more time. I lied. And we're going to take one of our 4x4 pieces of DSP and we're going to cut it in half. And you're going to cut it from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. So let's go ahead and do that. And a tip, I know I've shared this in the past, but if you're new here, let me go ahead and share this tip with you. When cutting on the corners, what you're going to do is you're going to line the corners up with the line where the tray is, where the blade goes. But you're going to start your cutting in the middle somewhere. You're not going to come down and go onto your corner, because what that does is it smashes the corner and then you don't have a nice crisp corner. So we're going to do that. Go down, and I've got perfectly cut corners. All right. Now let's go ahead and we're going to glue these on up here. All right. Glue. And I like to use Tombow glue when I'm trying to mat things, because what happens is it gives you a little bit of extra time, as long as you don't let it sit too long. If you let it sit like this a little too long, you're not gonna get that wiggle room. You have to lay it rather quickly. And we're gonna do it, and there's just a little bit of a frame or a mat edge there. All right, because let me tell you, if you leave it on here a little too long before you attach, this glue gets tacky, and then it becomes sort of like a tacky glue that you once you set it down, it's done for good. So we'll go ahead and do this, and I'm going to try and line the colors up and the lines up as much as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. I got that, and we'll wipe this little bit of glue away, set it down, and we're going to let that glue dry while we put our... Now, one of the cards, I was looking at doing it this way, but then I think that would be too busy. What do you guys think? Because in this one I did the purple on the bottom, but at one point I was actually looking at doing the stars and the diamonds. What do you think? Do you think this would be too busy with the stripes here? Do you like the black and white diamonds or the purple grape polka dots? Let me know which one you want. No, you like the stars to be different. Shannon, no on the purple or no on the stars? It's probably going to be a split. You want black and white, Shannon, or is that no on the black and white? I think I'm going to go black and white just to mix it up a little bit. So let's go ahead. We'll go black and white. So we're going to do this here. And we're going to center this on the inside square. All right, put that there. Oh, you like the black and white. Okay, perfect. We're going to go ahead. We got everybody's doing the black and white. See, I left it too long. It's not quite perfect. It's those little pieces that make it unique, and that makes it a fun card. So what I'm going to do then, because I've done the black and white here, I think instead of doing pumpkin pie for my Happy Halloween, I'm going to go with Gorgeous Grapes. Let me pull my Gorgeous Grape out. We'll stamp Happy Halloween on our rectangle. Perfect. And then, did I pull that? I forgot. Did I pull the bat out? I did. Here's the bat. We're going to put some bats with black in the corner. Mix it up a little bit. Yeah. All right. Tap, tap. All right. Here's there's our bats. Now what we're going to need is a piece of adhesive foam. Our adhesive foam, I think, let's see if I have anything that's a little bit longer. No, let's see. Nope, those are all about the same. Like they're all about the same length. Yeah, we'll go with this one. We're going to put him right here. Peel him up. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put him at an angle sort of right around here. So about, you know, a quarter of the way up. Because what you want to do is this is going to allow you to, let's see, we want to lift that a little bit. Actually, let's, hopefully it didn't stick too much. Oh, look at that. I didn't pull any paper up. So what you're going to do is pull the card up and do the fold, and then right where you're going to go ahead and leave that, attach it right there. Team foam sheets, you got it, Tammy. Team adhesive foam sheets. But now we need to put our fun little Dracula. We're going to put him on the piece of gorgeous grape right in the middle with a couple of dimensionals. All right, dimensional there, dimensional there, we'll do a dimensional there. All right, and then we're going to put him right there. Now, here's what we can do to mix it up a little bit. Do we want to go with the black gems that I have here, or shall we put a few more bats? You know what? I think I'm going to do the bats. I'm all about using embellishments when I can, but I sort of like the idea of the bats. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. We're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to put some bats here, and then we're going to put another bat at the bottom. We're going to let that dry just a little bit, and then we're going to pull out. Oh, this works really good. How many of you guys remember the children's book Stella Luna? Do you guys know the book Stella Luna? It's about a bat, and I know it because of teaching first grade. And this is perfect. We're going to use our Wink of Stella on our bats here to give them a little bit of glimmer, and that will be like Stella Luna. We'll just call this our Stella Luna card. So, matter of fact, I might give him a little glimmer right here on his hat. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's a story about a bat. So, you know. All right, so now what I like to do is I like to figure out, before I adhere this on, I want to see what it looks like. So I sort of hold it up with it open to see where I want it to lay. And it looks like what I'm going to want to do, and I love these stripes because this gives me a little bit of a guidance, is I'm going to have it go just about a quarter or a third of the way into this bottom black line. And so I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive just on the bottom, sort of at a triangle. All right, and then we're going to go down, and I'm going to put it right about there. And let's see. Yep, see, I got a little extra glue up there, but we'll let this dry like this, and then we can rub this. You know, I'll take my finger, rub it off a little bit. There we go. And we can put a little more glue right there. All right. So there is our first card. It is called a Twisted Easel card by Karen Titus. She's got some great fun folds, like I said earlier. And I will put a link in my blog tomorrow with to this her website with this information. So look at that. I like it, and I love the Wink of Stella on there. All right, so let's go ahead now, and we're going to go into our second card because I just really want to show off this DSP. This DSP is really, really fun. I'm so glad I waited for this DSP because they didn't have any other DSP in our for Halloween. And then they came out with the scrapbook kits and all the different extras to go with it. And this DSP was one of those. And I really like this DSP. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to use our card base. and that's 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm doing black. And then we're going to use, if you cut this particular DSP, the really big 12 by 12, into 6 by 6s, you get 2 stacks of books in each 6 by 6, so it makes it really easy. And then I cut that in half, and that gives me 3 inches, and we'll play with that. All right, so let's go ahead and score our, and then I'm going to use, sorry, go back there. I'm going to use one of these DSPs. I want you to help me decide which one I'm going to use to create the background on this stamp, or not this stamp, excuse me, on this card. So let's go ahead and we'll score this at 4 1/4. And then what we're going to do is, I would love to know, do you think we should go with our Granny Apple Green with our books, like this? Or should we go with our Gorgeous Grape with our books, like this? If we go with Gorgeous Grape, it will look like this card. But if we go with Granny Apple Green, it will look similar to this. Sort of like that. What do you think? The green? Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going with the green too, because it mixes it up a little bit. Don't want to do the same. All right, everybody says green. Awesome. All right, so that means I'm going to cut this DSP, and it's sort of directional. The bubbles aren't really directional, but if you look at the stars and the diamonds, they definitely have a direction to them. So I'm going to make that go up and down, go vertical, just like our card. And so I'm going to make this to be 4 1/8 wide, because I want a little bit of the black to peek out, and then 5 3/4 or 3/8 high. Let's see, 4/8, 5/8, 3/8. Sorry. All right. And then we're going to cut this, so this is also, it's 3 inches wide, but we're going to also make it so it's 5 3/8 high. I think I'm going to cut this part off so that we can get the bottom Potions book in. And that way all we're doing is we're cutting off, it looks like we might actually cut off, you know what we might do? Let's do this. I'm going to cut off a little bit at the top, so that I can keep that green Potions book. And then I'm going to line this up here at 5 3/8 and cut off the little bit that's at the bottom. All right, so now we're at 5 3/8. Yep, everything's right. And let's see, where did I, and the remaining part on this, I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off for the inside of my card, I think. Nope, you know what I'm going to do? I think we're going to mix it up. I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape, and I have some of that. Where did I have that? I have this one right here. I had scraps of it somewhere, but now I can't find those scraps. Oh, there they are. Let me grab those scraps real quick, so I don't have to ruin a whole 6 by 6. All right, we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape on the inside of the card. So let's cut, this is 6 by 1/2 inch. All right, and that's gonna be for the inside of the card. Now we can put our cutter away. Yeah, change it up. You're right, Tammy. Change it up. Live on the wild side. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to glue this piece, the books, to the green and bubble. And I'm trying to make sure I have it. It's like about a 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there. So that's right about center. So we're going to go ahead and attach this. It looks like I might need to trim it just a little bit so it's not hanging over. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of a little bit of Tom on our DSP. And we're going to go about a 1/2 inch right here. That way we have even space on both sides. We'll do that, and let's see. I do have a slight bit hanging over, so looks like I might have put it on a little crooked, so we'll trim both sides. All right. All right, we'll trim. And this looks like it needs to be trimmed ever so slightly. Yep, here we go. It was a very little trim. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just glue this. Let me burnish my black card base. And we're going to, whoa, that, I cut that wrong. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to trim a little bit on both sides here so that I can get even, because I'm one of those kind of people that I don't like, I want my framing around it to be even all the way around. So we're going to cut about 1/8 of an inch off of each side, just so I can make this so it sort of measures up. All right, 1/8 of an inch. Right there. All right, and hopefully this makes it all nice and even all the way around. Much better. Definitely much better. Definitely not the smaller trim around the edge like the other card has, but this works. We're going to put a little bit on our Beetlejuice side. And center that. There we go. Center that on there. And we're going to use, we have a piece of white cardstock, a strip of it. It's just an extra strip. I tend to keep my scraps if I think I can use them again. And this was a scrap from when I did something else, and it happens to be 1/2 inch wide, which is about what I want. And I'm going to go ahead, and this time I think instead of doing it in green like I did the Happy Halloween here, I'm going to do it in Gorgeous Grape, because it's, I've got the granny apple green there. We'll do this. And then we're going to stamp it right about there. Nope, nope, we're going to turn that over and try it again, because it wasn't centered. I'm all about aesthetics and symmetry, unfortunately. Much, I think that's better. Yep, that's better. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a little bit of, I'm going to cut it at an angle, and I'm going to try and match that on this side. There we go. And we're going to put a piece of, we have to cut down one of our foam adhesive sheets. So I've got my things. You need everything perfect yourself. Yeah, I know. It's funny. I don't know about you, but I'm one of the kind of people that I am a perfectionist on some things, and then there's other things I could care less about. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's almost like I think I fight my battles, and there are certain things that, you know, they have to be perfect. And there's other things it's like, whatever. Let's see. I think I've got some adhesive hanging out. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and put our Happy Halloween on the outside. Right down here. I almost put it in an upside down. We'll put it right down here. All right. And then I liked, because of the little polka dot, or the little dots, I put some rhinestones there. And I think rhinestones will look really cute in our cauldron. So I had my rhinestones around here, and there they are. So let's go ahead and get a couple of rhinestones on here. Take a hook pick tool. All right. Rhinestone. I don't know, right here. I'm using the small rhinestones. See, I don't really want the big ones because I think that would be just too, I don't know, too overwhelming. All right, we'll just do, that's 4. I think that works out. What do you think? I just think, Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining. You can always catch the replay either tomorrow on my blog or afterwards you can head back to my lives and watch the replay on this to see the other cards that we made. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my inside. And this is where we're going to use our gorgeous grape strip of paper. And I always cut mine a little bit longer just so that I don't have to worry about whether or not it's even. And we'll put a little bit of Tombow right here. And thank you, Tammy. I'm glad you like this. All right, and we'll make that even and flush with the edge of the card. Let's cut off I had my special, there they are. I tell you, my desk looks like it exploded. We're going to trim that off. Trim that off. And then we're going to go ahead and, let's see, I think I'm going to use pumpkin, what do you think? Pumpkin trick or treat in pumpkin pie? Or should I go granny apple green? What do you guys think? Granny apple green or pumpkin pie for my trick or treat on there? I need my small block. Happy Friday. All right. So, granny apple green or pumpkin pie? Green. Becky says green. All right, we'll go granny apple green. Where did I put that? That's over here. Green, green. We're a green group of people today. All right, trick or treat in granny apple green. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. There we go. And now we're going to attach this to the inside of the card. All right. You know, I just had a thought. I think what I'm going to do for my card class is I'm going to have it available that they can choose whether or not they want to do the gorgeous grape on the outside or the granny apple green on the outside, and then do the opposite color on the inside. So I'll have enough cuts so they can do it. So there is our second card where we did just a little bit of stamping with the sentiments, and that's it. But the DSP or pattern paper has done all the heavy lifting. It's made the card. I love designer series paper like this because it allows me to really get creative without having to get too creative. Thank you so much, Tammy. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll show you. Oh, before I do that, if you didn't catch my Teach It Tuesday last Tuesday, I also, like I said at the beginning of the video, the live, I used this DSP, and let me show you what I've done. I created these boxes from chicken scratch. I used these, and then I also did it in orange. And so this is another fun box that you can do for treats. And this is a Grow Gain ribbon. So what I'll do is I'll link to my blog post for this tomorrow in my blog so that you can go and see the video for this, because this is my Teach It Tuesday. But look at all these things you can make with these cards and with this paper. Isn't this such a fun assortment? Yeah, there's not enough room for it all. Such a fun assortment. And this is what you can do card-wise. You should see the kit. The kit looks adorable for actually scrapbooking. And there's so much more in those, because those kits actually have stamps, and not stamps. They have stamps that coordinate it, but they have stickers and other DSP and die cuts that you can use for scrapbooking, or you can use them for cards as well. So let me know what your favorite is of the cards we did today. Let me know if you like my Potions book card, or if you love my little vampire twisted easel card. Which one's your favorite? Which one is your favorite? I would love to know. Go ahead and put it in a caption, or not the caption, silly me, in the comments below. You can't choose, Tammy. I know, I can't either, but I have to say, as much as I like this one, it's fun to make, but unless you put more paper on the inside, there's really no way. Oh, you know what? So many of these kind of cards, you could actually put a 4x4 piece of white cardstock on the back here, so that that's where you can write your sentiment for whoever you're giving the card to. That way you can write it on the back. It's not ruining the card. That would be an awesome idea. And that way you can do it. Oh, so now I'm really like, I can't choose between the cards, because on both of them there's places to write a fun little note to whoever you give it to. So anyway, there you go, folks. All of this will be on my blog tomorrow, www.stampin with Jen, 2 N's in Stampin and 2 N's with Jen. I'll hold this up a little bit higher so you can see it. And I will have all of the information, all of the measurements and everything that you would need to make this card, all the instructions on my blog tomorrow. So check it out. And I want to say have a happy Friday. I'm going to go put my feet up in just a few minutes after I clean off my desk a little bit, and have, I don't know what I'm going to have. I'm not going to have a glass of wine or anything like that. Drink my water, but put my feet up and read a good book for a little while. So anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. Oh, next week, just to give you guys a heads up, I am bumping my time for Fun Friday to 4:30 in the afternoon, because I have a sub job that's an all-day job, and it ends at about 3. And I remember what it's like to come home from subbing, and it's the first time I'm going to be in the classroom all day. I know I'm going to be exhausted, so I'll probably want to try and catch a small nap so that I'm not messing things up during my live. So I will be doing my Fun Friday Live at 4:30 next Friday afternoon. So I hope you can join me then. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and we will see you next week for Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jennie. Tammy, if I'm remembering correctly, I think we're doing One Sheet Wonders with 6x6 paper. So I look forward to seeing you guys all then. Join Tammy at 11 a.m. on Cards by TLC here on Facebook for her Teach It Tuesday. And you can join me back here on Stampin' with Jen for our 6x6 One Sheet Wonders Teach It Tuesday. So have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.